I want to start this video with a book, a reference to the Lucifer Principle. I'll get into a total book review in another video, but I want to talk about right here Claude Levi-Strauss, Gifts Make Slaves. In this chapter here, I'll kind of go into some of my thoughts about gifts. You have Iran, and Iran wanted to be a superpower. Iran wanted power. All countries want power. And Iran was given gifts by the United States and Russia, and Iran didn't want these gifts. They made yes, it improved the quality of life, but there's still this sense of resentment due to the power disparity between Iran being a struggling country and Russia and the United States having the power and influence. And there's that kind of resentment that they would get from getting the extra tanks or the extra aid to their economy. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's the sense of when you give someone a gift, it's not free. It's you give someone a gift and you want gratitude to come back to you. And that's how I feel in a lot of my Christmas gifts. I used to have to sit down and write thank you notes. I am not bashing gratitude. I think gratitude is an incredible emotion, and it's a great emotion to have. But in Christmas, it takes a different context. It's a morphed sense of gratitude. It's every teenager that opens up a gift from their grandma and, oh, it's a sweater? Thanks, Grandma? And they don't want the sweater. The grandma I don't know what the grandma wants or how she feels, but she probably feels that, the teenager wants them to feel good but the teenager's not going to use that sweater. And it looks dorky, it's crappily made. And then we're talking about, the intent. Well, the intent's kind of irrelevant if you say, even if I don't want it, I still have to feel gratitude for that you've given it to me. And these gifts are kind of like plea bargains. They're like, you give me this, I want this emotion back from you. No, I'm not saying this of all gifts. There's definitely, you can give a gift and have no strings attached to it and just be happy that you're giving the gift itself. And I'm not saying that gifts are bad. Christmas definitely has that routine built into it, and that emotion of this is our holiday, this is what we do built into it, the sense of duty built into it. And because it's family members, you quote unquote have to respect at least their intent. But gifts, I don't think in and of themselves are bad. It's just a shitty context with to receive one in. Another thing on gifts I'm thinking of is Hickory Farms would go out of business if people didn't buy them as Christmas gifts. Because let's face it, their sausage is shitty, their meat especially is horrible quality, it's nasty, their cheese, it's okay, their crackers are alright, candy, but people get gifts for other people. No one would buy Hickory Farms kits for themselves, let's face it. No one would be, oh my gosh, I'm getting this for myself, it's this sausage and so I like to refer to Milton Friedman, and for the most part I'm not a fan of his, but I definitely like what he said regarding politics. Is you've had like 4 quadrants. You have one is you buy a gift for you. You buy something for you. Number 2 is you buy something for someone else. And in doing so, there's an epistemology gap because you don't know what they want exactly how they want it. And Then you go to, number 3 is someone else paying money for you. Someone buying something for someone else that they don't know. And then number 4 would be someone paying someone they don't know to pay for someone they don't know, which is essentially politics. This is taxation going from a bunch of anonymous people to Reid, Pelosi, Obama, George Bush, or whoever, and then paying the money back in the terms of social programs to other people they don't know. And that's like, I think Friedman was an anarchist, but you could definitely make a good case against the state purely on epistemology, not even talking about the ethics of people are better knowledgeable about spending money for themselves. So when it comes back to gifts, there's, you know what you want. Someone else, even someone you know that's, you're married 50 years, you love them incredibly, you know exactly what you want. You have a really good idea what they want, but they might not like that shirt, or their pant sizes, they've grown an inch since you last seen them, or they grow an inch and you don't notice it, so they fit into a better pair of jeans. And even the Austrian school talks about how every action is an economic action. Economics isn't about money, it's about scarcity. So if two people go to the store, each buy each other a gift, let's say X is equal dollars for equal gifts, you're still going to the store with them with time that could be yours. So just something to think about, the Christmas epistemology gap. And I like Christmas gifts for children. If you do them with no strings attached, I think naturally the children will feel gratitude. And maybe they can't express it in cards, or maybe they don't know how to write well or whatever, but just look at the N64 kid, and he's probably my age, or probably around the same age, but oh my god, Nintendo 64! And he just gets really excited, his eyes light up, and he throws the gift wrap everywhere and gets so excited about it. And I mean, isn't that, even if he never says thank you, isn't that enough? I mean, these children have no resources to pay for this stuff. Christmas, do you have to really put guilt trips on them for not saying thank you? Looking at the light in their eyes when they see that, I mean, I think that Christmas is good for children. The gifts kind of works out. I don't like the guilt tripping, and I don't like the lies and the obligations that go into children up to the point where they receive the gifts. And then, of course, December 26th, they can be bad all they want, right? Because there's no Santa to hold over their head. There's no gifts to hold over your head. So, just some of my thoughts on gifts, and my next video will be about Santa.